Hi, this is Eleni here, coming live from my bathroom as usual. So don't run away because we're gonna get ready together, and I'm gonna get into it because right now, in today's video, I want to talk about this year 2023 and how it has been for me because if I'm gonna be honest, 2023 has been my year, and it's amazing, and I just wanna share with you guys and just do a wrap up and a recap, all that good stuff. So stay right here and let's get into it. So I spent this whole time I was blow drying my hair, but the crazy thing is that I have an amazing hair and I still struggle to style it. I don't know how to style my hair, and sometimes when I blow it like this, I just love it like this, and it breaks my heart to put gel into my hair. So sometimes I just tie a ponytail, or sometimes I try styles. Like I tried at the beginning, I try some styles and it just doesn't work, and I just end up with a ponytail. So if you see me all the time with ponytails or whatever, it's just because I don't know, I'm not into doing my hair. I feel like sometimes it just so I just go with whatever, just tie my hair and I'm done with it. Okay, so the first highlight of 2023 for me was the fact that I prioritized myself, and I love that so much, and that's something that I was striving for, and that's something that I'm going to continue prioritizing myself. So showing up for myself, doing things for myself, big or small. I feel like in most situations I made sure that I was doing good things for myself whenever I could. Okay, so when I look back, I could definitely see so many situations that I was like, you know what, I did that for myself. You know what, I'm gonna do that for myself. Whether it's doing my nails, self-care things, the small and the big things, all of those, I definitely tried to put myself first, and I loved that. And the second thing that I loved and was a highlight for me in this year 2023 was the fact that I had money to spend and I had people to spend it with. I'm not even gonna lie, I did. Okay, it just happened that I had money. God blessed me with money, and what's money without people to enjoy that money with, if you know. So I found so many opportunities where I was able to afford things, and I did good things for myself, and we're gonna get into those details in the next point. Okay, so the third thing that was a highlight for me was the fact that I celebrated my birthday. I intentionally celebrated my birthday, and I did it in a way that I wanted, and it was amazing. So a quick backstory is just that I really previously I haven't really cared about my birthday at all, because I would know that it's my birthday, I would post it, but then it would just be that's it, and it would just be the people around me that would celebrate me. But this time around, this year I turned 25, and I made sure that I celebrated my birthday and I did it my way. So I had like a color rainbow picnic, and then like so many my friends showed up, and I just like planned it. I got the cake that I wanted, I picked the place that I wanted, I made like snacks that I wanted, everything. Like I it was just like how I wanted it to be, because I would always wanted it and I did it for myself. It just goes to that thing of like taking care of myself and just like prioritizing myself and giving myself what I could afford, that like I really wanted. So like intentionally celebrating my birthday was like a big deal for me, because normally I would literally go to work, I'll come back, I'll just sleep, maybe some friends will show up, or I'll just sit at home. But this year I chose to celebrate my birthday with people, and I loved every minute of it, and yeah, it was beautiful. Number 4 is what the fourth highlight was the fact that I got out of a long-term relationship. I've been in a relationship for a very, very long time that almost ended up with me getting married. And today I actually saw a post that was saying that like love would make you do stupid things, and like you get married, it's something like that. If I find it, I'm probably gonna put it. But then for me, like I ended up getting, I almost got married, and I got out of that relationship. And for me, that was a highlight, because in that moment, in that relationship, I chose myself. I decided to choose myself and disregarded the fact that, oh, I was about to get married, I was about to do this. I really didn't care about those things. I cared about myself, and if the relationship was benefiting me, if the relationship was still working for me, if I was getting everything that I wanted. And I'm not gonna go into details about that, but for me, like that was a highlight. The way it just happened, it just gave me an opportunity to choose myself and do what was good for me. And I loved every bit of it, because I didn't betray myself. So that's number 4. And number 5 is the fact that I graduated. Let me tell you, that was the highlight of highlights. Like, I can't believe it. Okay, I graduated this year in June. In fact, June was the super month. Okay, so I graduated the last semester, or the last 2 semesters were very difficult for me, and at some point I didn't even know if I was going to graduate. I was very scared. But then, I pushed through, and literally, like, on my graduation, as I was walking around, I couldn't believe until I had my diploma in my hand. I was, is it happening? Is this happening? It's like, it was a dream, and it was a moment that I still cherish, and I'll forever cherish. But I graduated from the University of Waterloo with my bachelor's degree in public health, and it was the most like surreal moment, and I'm still very proud, because sometimes throughout the university I would ask myself, like, do I even need to be in school? Do I even need, like, like those times where you literally like question everything, and you question like whether you want to even like be in school, I should just drop out. But I did it, okay, and that's one of the biggest highlights. So number 6 of the highlights was the fact that I actually had adventures. Like this year I did things, because I told you I prioritized myself. So I had adventures. Like in this month I explored like Toronto to the fullest. I lived like near Toronto for like 3 years, and I literally didn't know how like to navigate through Toronto. I would always go to Toronto with other people, and I didn't know how to get my way around. But I'm like, I'm 1.5 hours away, but I literally, like, I feel like I didn't know the city, and that didn't really sit well with me. And there were so many things that I wanted to do, so I did those. This year I had a helicopter ride, and so many of those vlogs are like on this channel, and you can check all those like adventures that I'm telling you. And like I had friends that wanted to do the same thing, and we literally just had a blast. Like we had those adventures. We went to Toronto Island multiple times. I went to the nude beach on Toronto Island, like almost all the islands on like Toronto Island, and just like in the city I find. And I went to like different like restaurants. Like oh my god, like I tried restaurants, I tried different like foods and things like that. Some of like Michelin star restaurants and just like normal like local restaurants. I spent time with friends literally, and it was an amazing to have all those like adventures within the city or outside the city. And I honestly loved every minute of it. Number 7 on the highlights was the fact that I moved to a new city. So after I graduated and my lease was up, and I just felt like I needed a change. And this is something that I would literally like normally not do, because honestly, like change, it's kind of scary for me. I like things, like I like knowing things and just feeling like I'm in control, and not like moving to a new city. It's just something that I never used to comprehend. When I see people moving, I'm like, why? Like I don't know, you probably get it. Like it was just something that was out of my radar. But in that moment I just felt like I needed a change. um However, I was open to literally like moving anywhere in the country, and I was just calling up my friends, and they were like, "Yo, come here, come there," and I ended up where I am right now in London, Ontario, and it's I was like, it was a challenge, but I love it. I love how um I was able to do that. I loved how I was able to like be free and like explore and just not really be like scared of anything that I would have been in the past. And that came with its own like blessings, its own highs and lows. And yeah, that was, yeah, one of the craziest thing I'd done, because I had been living in the city for like 4 years, and that's all I'd known. And moving and just being in a different city was total like game changer. Just something that was outside my alley, but I'm proud I did it. So number 8 on the list was the fact that I got a job that I don't hate. And that is a really big deal for me, because previously, like the jobs that I've had, I didn't like, honestly. Like they were just okay. The pay was like super low. I was like, it was miserable. Like I would literally just leave jobs. Like I haven't had like a stable job in a while. That I would be like, okay, like this is my job. Like I see myself staying here for like a long time. Even like it wasn't rewarding, and I would like I was miserable. Like the money is not good, but I'm also miserable. And it was just like a lost cause. And like here, even though it took me a long time and I was almost about to like give up, but I still got a job, and I don't hate the job that I have right now. Like the job that I have, like the people are amazing, and I struggled to get the job that I have. So I definitely like appreciate it, and it is rewarding in a sense. I mean, it's not like my dream job, don't get me wrong, but right now, compared to the previous jobs that I've had, I definitely appreciate this job, and I love doing that. And that's really, really hard for me to say, like, because I don't like working, I don't like jobs. Like, number nine was the fact that this year I had opportunities for people to, like, that I consider friends or just people in my life to show up for me. And it's amazing because you get to see the people in your life, you get to see the love that you have around you. For me, as like a recovering like people pleaser, like I love doing things for people, and I almost thrive upon doing things for other people. Like, it makes me happy, it brings me joy. So I don't know, I feel like I tend to do that a lot, and it can be exhausting and like draining and also sad, because sometimes you do all that and then you don't have people doing the same for you. Because the crazy thing is that as much as you will do it for other people and as much as you love it, it also, like, sometimes it can create an expectations where you feel like those people should do like the same for you, more like they should also show up for you, like if you need help and things like that. And then when that doesn't happen, it can bring like disappointment in your life. So for me, this year, because I hit like a lot of highs and a lot of lows, it wasn't all roses like this year, but like I also had some times that I was like hard, but like I that was an opportunity for people to show up for me. And actually people showed up for me, and I appreciated every single one of them. But also people didn't, so that also gave me an opportunity for me to know the people that I am working with. Like, you're like, okay, now and it's not to say like everybody like is obligated, but if you are in a relationship with other people, sometimes you want to see them show up for you, and sometimes people can't. But I don't know, you get what I mean. Like, I had opportunities to actually kind of like see the type of people I have in my life, and I made decisions based on that. I took note. I was like, okay, so this is how it is. Okay, so and it will surprise you, because there'll be some people that you literally don't even expect, and they will show up, and they will surprise you, and they will amaze you. Basically, you'll be like, I didn't expect. In fact, I expected this so and so to be the one showing up and showing off for me, but it ends up being this one. Okay, it is what it is. So I definitely appreciate like those moments where I don't get it, and somebody has to like step in and like do something good for me. And or the moments where like I'm on a high, I'm celebrating, and people actually come and like actually shows up for me. It's a lovely feeling. So yeah, and that was definitely, I would consider it a highlight, as much as it can also be sad. But it's about how you look at it. If you look at it as like, okay, people don't do this, da 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 da, it can be sad. But for me, if I chose the approach of being like, okay, now I know who I need to prioritize and focus my energy on, because those are the people that also got my back. So that's that. And the last one, number 10. In fact, I saved it the best for last. And it also happened recent. Is the fact that I became a Canadian citizen. If I tell you, that is a dream. In fact, I'm probably gonna make a video and elaborate more on that, on what that means to me. Like, it's a big deal. This is a dream that I've had for the longest time, since I was literally like a little young girl. It was an emotional moment, was an emotional moment because it has always been a dream, and now I have that in my hands. Like I have it in my hand. It's no longer a dream that I have to attain. And in fact, it stretched, it took longer. It tested me. This year also tested me, okay? But then the higher the test, the higher the rewards. Like that's just that. Okay, the higher the test, the higher the rewards, and that manifested in my life. And I might probably talk about that more. But thank you for staying with me, and thank you for getting ready. Tell me what your highs were, what your roses were for this year and what your thorns were for this year. So the positive and the negatives. For me, that's just a summary of what happened. If you need any more elaborated info about any of the points that I mentioned, feel free to put it in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Once again, like, subscribe, and tell me what you think. Bye.